Hello everyone. So today we are going to make this beautiful card, and in this video I'm going to share with you one very sweet and simple idea using which you can make this effect of greenery around the candle very easily. So let's begin by drawing the candle first. So for the candle I'm just placing the scale, deciding the height of my candle and just making a simple shape. After drawing that rectangle, I'm going to curve it on the top part to give it a simple oval look of the candle. Now, as we are working with watercolors, the simple rule is to erase any dark lines. So that's what we are going to follow and draw everything very lightly, because if it is dark then it will be visible through the colors. Always remember. So here I'm just making few fruits at the bottom and a simple bow. I'll zoom in when I will color. You will be able to see. Now for the greenery, I'm just making few lines to keep in my head where the leaves are going to come. So here you can see the simple drawing is ready. So let's begin our color journey. Before that, erase the dark lines. Now for the candle, we are going to use the wet on wet technique, which is very simple. You wet the base surface first and then place the wet paint on top of it. That is wet on wet. So I have wet the paper first and now I'm placing the light brown color onto the paper and not completely filling up the whole candle area, but just making it a little patchy on darker on the left side and keeping it lighter on the right side, because my shadow is basically on the left and my light is coming from the right side onto the candle. So that's what we are going to follow. And now after that, just add some more shadow colors, make it more darker to give that 3D effect, because lights and darks are what actually makes your object look 3D. So don't forget to add the dark tones, and also your object should have the lighter areas. Now for the wig, I'm just adding a little yellowish orange color on top part, and that's it. We are not going into a very realistic candle painting because it's a simple card which anyone and everyone should be able to paint. Now I'll just share one simple trick of painting the fruit. Basically it's a round object, so you have to understand one simple base rule, which is that it's going to have light area on one side and shadow area on the other side. So you have to see that where is the lightest part on the fruit, where it is shining and giving you that white spot of highlight, and the opposite of that will be the shadow. So here I'm increasing my shadow at the base on the bottom. Here you can see I'm just adding on some darker shades. Maybe it's not quite visible here because of the color and the light, but still. So here I'm showing the highlights on one side and the shadow on the other opposite side. So the shadow will be darker, and always remember to keep them same on all the fruits. Now for the background, we are going to again use the wet on wet technique, but it's going to be with a twist. So just wait and watch. Here I have wet the surface first with the clean water, and now I'm applying a light greenish yellow color onto that wet area. So basically just a clean water first, and when it is still wet, take the wet light greenish yellow color, add in the light color. Now we are going to add the darker green area. So here you can see I am just filling up the areas and giving some strokes here, outer strokes, outward strokes, and also using darker green strokes near the candle. So basically we are making it more darker, and now comes the trick. So here I have a satay stick. You can also use a toothpick, but don't use anything which is too pointed. So use something which is little blunt, like you can also use the backside of a brush. You can also use a credit card point corner or the watercolor tube corner, and just make these lines which shows and indicates fine pointed leaves. And for this I don't need to have a brush skill of handling a very pointed brush and making fine lines for all this. I just need this tool and I am good to go. And this technique is okay with beginners or pro, so you can use it, anybody can use it without even knowing how to hold a brush nicely for making pointy leaves. Just use this pointy thing, but The only thing you need to remember and take care is the base color has to be wet when you're doing this. Then only it will turn darker. Otherwise, it will scrape off the paper and you will get white lines. So always remember, if you want that dark lines, the base color, you should use a little darker base colors in those areas. And you can also add in, like here right now, after doing this also, I'm adding few dark pigments in certain parts to make it look more nice. And it has to be wet, so you have to take care of these two things. Now I'm using a pointed brush and just adding in some details, some fine leaves. So slowly, gradually, you use a pointed brush, use a darker green color, and add on those greens wherever you feel you want to make it more detailed, more interesting by adding on these elements. Now here for the candle, I'm just wrapping around a curved line and making few strokes to so that it looks like as if it's going around the candle. If you don't want to do this, it's okay, only with the background and using that pointed nib or anything, you can just make the lines and that's it. That will also look very nice. So here I hope you enjoyed that technique which I showed you and you will use it in future days. So see, look at how fine and beautiful these leaves are looking. Using this stick, I just made them without brush, without color, nothing on top. And I hope you all try this and just let me know in the comment section, did you like it or not? And I want to thank you all for subscribing my channel. It's a real boost for me. Please keep doing it. Thank you.